Hey everybody, it's Dave and Quinn is with me again today here at Old Dad's Studio. Today we're going to talk about current events and what I thought we would do is Quinn and I are going to brainstorm some things on how to help you prepare for some things that might be happening. And what I'm specifically talking about is disruptions in our supply chain here in America. If you're not aware, there's a huge tariff war that's going on right now between the United States and China, and the reports that both Quinn and I have been researching and looking at are that the shipping has been interrupted between China and the United States. All of the ships that typically would be on their way to the United States are still sitting in ports in China. And when we look at the ports on, especially on the west coast of the United States, those ports that typically would receive ships and receive all of those goods are empty. And so, as our supplies begin to dwindle here in the United States, we are predicting, and I guess we are reporting on predictions that there's going to be some massive supply chain disruptions in the United States. And Quinn, I don't know, just overall describing the issue, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Thanks, Dave. That covers the main situation really well. In addition to the tariffs, there are also some geopolitical tensions and labor shortages that are contributing to the overall strain. We'll break down how this might impact daily life and what folks can do to stay ahead of any disruptions.
All right. One of the things, Quinn, I think I want to touch on as far as why it's happening. Okay, so we've got the tariffs, we've got some geopolitical tensions and other things that are happening, but we had the pandemic back in 2020, and we never fully recovered from some of the supply chain impacts that the pandemic had on us, and so we were still dealing with some of those situations. So we weren't 100% recovered yet. And if we have another hit to the supply chain, it's just going to exacerbate some of those problems as well, correct?
Absolutely. The pandemic left a lasting impact on global supply chains, and many industries were still catching up. This new disruption is piling on top of existing vulnerabilities, making it even harder for the supply chain to stabilize. So we're seeing a compounding effect, which means the impact could be more significant and longer lasting.
And now, what does this mean for you if we're having supply chain interruptions? I think people who lived through the pandemic have an idea of what could happen, right? I mean, the big toilet paper shortages that we had in the pandemic could happen here as well again. But it's not just toilet paper. It's we get so many things from China that there's going to be massive disruptions in supply chains all across several different industries. Now, one of the reports that I was reading online before this vlog and doing some research this past week, we had some of the major retailers that met with the president at the White House. And what came out of that meeting, what's being reported, is that those major retailers were saying that they could start seeing empty shelves in less than 2 to 3 weeks from now because of some of the disruptions. And those are companies like Target and Walmart and Home Depot are reporting this now.
Exactly. So we're not just talking about niche items. This could affect everyday essentials and a wide range of products. Being prepared and aware of what's coming can help everyone manage these potential shortages and price increases more effectively.
And it's not just that there could be a shortage, right? I mean, it could affect the supply chain in different ways. So there might be that there is a shortage on something and maybe the store shelves are empty. It could be that we have the product, but the product price is now vastly increased because there is a shortage of that product, but it is still available, but now it's going to cost more.
It could play out in multiple ways. Some items might be hard to find, while others might still be available, but at a much higher cost. This kind of volatility means it's wise to plan ahead and be flexible with your purchasing habits.
Now, there are a couple of areas that the reverse might be true. And as we were looking at this and doing some research on this before the vlog, a couple of the areas that we looked at was soybeans and pork producing. Both of those things happen here in the United States. Both of those are huge exports out to China. But right now they're not being received by China. So there could be a surplus of soybeans and pork here in the United States. So on the flip side of shortages, we could have an overabundance of a few products like that, and those prices might actually come down.
Exactly. And that could create some unique opportunities for consumers. If there's an oversupply of certain goods, it might be a great time to stock up on those items or take advantage of lower prices. It's all about staying informed and adapting to the shifts in the market.
Absolutely. And that kind of brings us to a
To a key point, being prepared and staying flexible can make a big difference. By understanding these dynamics, you can better navigate the changes and even find some opportunities amid the challenges.
on a side note, Quinn, I like the fact that you and I can complete each other's sentences now.
Haha, we've definitely got a good rhythm going. It's like a well oiled team effort.
It is. All right. So, some practical things that you can do to prepare for what might be coming. Number one, stock up. And I don't mean like stock up a couple of weeks from now, because I think if the predictions that the major retailers are making in a couple of weeks, we could already be seeing shortages. So, it's almost an immediate need, right? Start stocking up now on things that you're going to need, this the essentials for your family. Diversify if possible. Look for other suppliers that you can find some of those products. Maybe you're buying something from a large box retailer, but there is a local version available from somebody, or a local market that you can shop at that has local products being produced. The price might be different, but if you can source the same type of products locally, we don't have to worry about that supply chain and having those available from overseas. I think one of the other things you want to prepare for is your budget. Look at what's going to happen in the next several months with shortages of goods and the supply chain being interrupted. It's going to affect our prices.
So, being proactive with your budget and planning for possible price increases will help you stay ahead of any financial strain.
Now, in putting out this vlog today, we're not trying to be alarmists, but we're seeing what's happening in current events, and we wanted to make sure that folks are informed. And it gave me an opportunity to bring Quinn back on. Quinn hasn't been on the vlog in a while, and we can bounce things back and forth, and we could do some research together to try to help out and provide some guidance for folks. Being prepared is probably the best defense against any kind of shortages that you're going to have. If you can stock up now, if you can prepare your budget now, if you can diversify now, you'll be better prepared to handle any of those shortages that we have coming up in the near future.
Our goal is to keep everyone informed and ready, not to cause panic. By taking some simple steps now, folks can feel more in control and prepared for whatever comes. Thanks for having me back on, Dave.
You bet, Quinn. All right, and that's going to do it for today, Sunday, April 27th, 2025. This is vlog 117. I'm Dave. This is Quinn. You're watching Old Ed Studio. And hey, we will see you tomorrow.